Greetings, viewers and subscribers. This is BVI Channel 1, where we tell you undiluted truth. I want this video to get to the governor of Anambra State, Professor Charles Soludo Challengwambafo, bringing his attention to the Anambra Homeland Security law that is now being enforced in a manner in the Anambra State. Is beginning to wonder if the law is made to break in the Anambra State and make them victims, or to safeguard them. After watching this video, I'll tell you why.
And he made us be a victim. I'm going with this. Yeah, the Anambra State Homeland Security law. Yeah. Section 16. In and way, but right? Yes. Section 16. Yes, sir. No property in the state shall be used for the manufacture, use, or sale of illegal drugs. Any property used for the manufacture, sale, or use of illicit drugs in the state shall be forfeited to the state government.
Anything in wherever. Anything over the governor.
Listen.
I don't know against
Listen. This is law. I listen to you, so will you listen to me? Yes, sir. This is the law of Anambra State House of Assembly. Passed by Anambra State Assembly. Law. The Anambra State Homeland Security Law 2025. And from the time this law was signed into law in January 2025, and from that time, my office, Ministry of Information, all of us will be making announcements, making publicity. Then telling every landlord, one, in this law, I will still show you, where the law says you must ensure that you know what your tenant is doing. Now, since last year, we've been making it public that landlords and landladies should check their properties, their premises, and know, because it's possible somebody will pack in here and tell you, oh, I'm not doing so. It's your duty to constantly and always check that place.
Which I always do.
And you didn't discover this thing?
Which I always do.
Well,
I had my day here. They check my the premises, everything.
And they follow this thing.
Okay. Can one come come
Okay, hotel,
when I'm a person for how many TV, Monday local government.
Talk about the photo right? Talk about the Brothel.
No bad. And the guest house, 7 months can allow.
7 months for one. That's how we get.
Open us also 7 days. That's how we be right back. Wine I be back. I forgot many girls here, and that I told me also not want any of them be here.
But the men that we are patronizing them and those that are involved in this since 21 of them. Then these are the workers of the hotel. Here is the manager, the supervisor, all these things. So, but the sex workers, they are not the main reason why we're here now. We are here because during the search of the hotel, of the brothel, all these drugs were discovered here. All these hard drugs, illicit drugs were discovered here. And in one of the rooms, all these drugs were discovered in one room. All right? It's not like that it was picked from different locations. In one room, and the place is marked store. Then in another room, this gun was found. Why I said in another room, amongst them, one of them was saying that it was in that room, and that was saying that it was in another room. But during the search, the workers confirmed that our men, during the operation, took them along they went along with our men to search all the rooms. So all these items were recovered in their presence. All right. So now, going by the Homeland Security Law, as I read out there for the man, the Homeland Security Law Act, Section 16, first, made it clear. Let me read verbatim.
Go ahead.
Said, no property in the state shall be used for the manufacture, use, or sale of illicit drugs. No property in the state shall be used for the manufacture, use, or sale of illicit drugs. So, well, here is the evidence that this place is being used for both manufacture, sell, and use. Then, the same section 16(2) states, any property used for the manufacture, sale, or use of illicit drugs in the state shall be forfeited to the state government. So essentially, in line with this Homeland Security Law, these premises now belong to the government of Anambra State. Okay? So that is why we are here to take possession of our property. On behalf of India Anambra and the government of Anambra State, we are here to take possession of the property.
Good. First of all, let me say this categorically. Personally, I appreciate the effort of Anambra State government, led by Soludo, to put an end to insecurity and making Anambra State a safe haven for all of us. I appreciate that. But that law, the Homeland Security Law, that is now being enforced as a draconian law to victimize the Anambra State, should be looked into. The enforcement should be looked into and be amended, or it may spell doom for the governor of our state. Deny it, accept it, It is none of my business. But the fact still remains that the Anambra State is now seeing that law as a draconian law that is targeted on the Anambra State without clarity of who is actually guilty. Why am I saying this? After Soludo have come and gone, and the tenure of Emekayi have expired along with it, subsequent government, subsequent individuals in power can use this very law to target political opponents and silence those who oppose them. He must amend that law to have human face. You cannot imagine that a landlord will be compelled to lose his property, to be destroyed because a tenant of his is doing something bad in the property. As long as the landlord have entered into an agreement with a tenant, and if he does something outside the law, that it is fully glaring after investigation that these very properties is done with those kind of evil, those kind of criminalities are going on in that property with the knowledge of the landlord, then you can apply that law. But when you cannot prove that, you cannot literally start demolishing people's property just because the law have said so. Demolish it, take possession of it if you find anything happening in that property. Without investigation, without going to court. We are gradually entering into a kind of democratic dictatorship where the principles of democracy and rule of law will no longer be applicable. I'm saying this, it may not happen in the time of Soludo, but if we leave this to continue, only God knows where this is heading to and who is going to be the victim. I just hope that Chalewan Bafo will reason with me from this angle and amend that law, especially in the enforcement. Because the way it is going, mark my word, it will be used to target innocent people who oppose government. And that is my stand and the stand of GGM. My name is Asuchelot Peters, your advocate for good governance. Help me share this video. Keep tagging the governor of Anambra State until he sees the position of Ndi Anambra on this issue. Drop your comment on the comment section and share this video. Bye-bye for now.